Do a little bit of an intro. All right, welcome back. One-and-Done-athon. It is time for Vampire Knight Arcade Medium and all the cutscenes. Boyks, I'm so excited. I've been so excited for this game.
Yeah.
Please show us how it's done.
Awesome, yeah. Like saying, I'm Boyks, this is Vampire Knight. I chose this game as my one and done because we don't really get to see a lot of light gun games throughout the speedrun community, I feel, and they're actually just really fun to play. Plus, I just love arcade shooters in this way. So rather than spending all my quarters at the arcade, we're going to do it at home on our PS2. Now, the important thing before I start this run is whenever handling a GunCon 2, make sure you're wearing proper protection.
Yes.
There we go. Will this make the run harder? Absolutely. Okay. So timer will start once I choose arcade mode. There's a load in to the actual game, and then we'll go through. We're going to watch every cutscene. You'll get all the deep lore of Vampire Knight. And 3, 2, 1, go. Also, by the way, I'm using a light filter to remove some of the flashing for you on screen. That makes the whites of the game kind of blur together. That doesn't change the game on my television, but it does change through OBS for you. So you won't be getting any, or at least much fewer flashing on your side of the screen. So you're welcome for that. That's from an awesome developer and friend called Purry Purry on YouTube. So check him out.
Once and for all, who shall live
And who shall die?
Looks like nothing survived here, too.
I'm glad that we went from vampire game to a vampire game, by the way. So the speedrun is mostly just about shooting fast. Accuracy is important, but not like the most important thing in the world. Of course, the quicker you kill the enemies, the quicker you can move on to the next part of the actual arcade experience. I have a very particular grip to my gun. The GunCon has 3 sections you can use to reload. There's a button on the left, a button on the right, and a button on the bottom. Of course, slamming the butt of the gun against your hand to reload is not very conducive to going fast, but essentially all I'm doing is I'm reloading as I'm firing throughout the entirety of the run, so I never have to get a reload moment, hopefully. This run also doesn't really care about doing this in like 1 CC, which is a 1 credit clear. So we'll take damage sometimes just to kind of push damage on the enemies during boss fights. Which you'll see a little bit later. So if we lose a life, that's fine. Not really important to the run. Also, it's very important to be geared up for fighting vampires. This is a human being infected by the vampire virus / alien bug thing, I guess. Not really clear. You can shoot that to free them, and then they'll give you like power-ups. But that also gives you a cutscene saying, hey, thank you, which slows the game down. So this is a no save % run. That's the first level.
Okay, so how many people do you actually wind up saving in this run? Because I've played some light gun games. I know it's faster to not, unless, well, sometimes it is. I don't know.
So the rescued will be 0 at the end of every one of these scenes.
Okay, well, there it is.
In theory, there's 1 person we save, according to the plot of the game, because the game has some very deep lore. So that is Girl. We saved her. That's the character. That's as far as they got.
She did it.
Yeah. Again, this has been for arcades, so you pop a quarter in, you go to the next stage, so
Yeah.
the plot's not really that necessary, but it is fun. And this game is very like House of the Dead, I would say. So we're being introduced now to the bosses of the game, which we'll be fighting later. There's Emo, Dante, weird Dr. Scientist Man. This guy's Kevin. And then the Queen of England or something. I think those are their canonical names. Okay,
Let's
so
go.
One thing people don't necessarily know if they've even played this, because this did come out in arcades, of course, is this game actually does have alternate paths, which are determined based on which enemies you kill and how quickly you kill them. So we're gonna get an alternate path here pretty quickly. We're gonna turn around, and if we don't save her, she'll actually drop down the bridge, and then we'll take a bottom path, which is slower than the top path. So there's gonna be a couple points like that where you get rewarded for being a quick shooter. All right, yeah, those are actually kind of hard to hit. Anything that's far away is really hard to hit, especially since I'm on like a 8-inch TV or something like that. It's a pretty small screen for a light gun. These are also, like, obviously I could try and aim and get a headshot and just do it all in one shot. Like, the game rewards you a little bit for accuracy. But shooting fast is generally going to be way more important. Now, if you can get a headshot at the same time, that will kill the enemy faster, so your game will progress through the game faster. Since it's essentially just an on-rail shooter.
Yeah,
but
I was gonna say, how generous is like the hitbox for enemies?
The head hitbox is generally pretty generous. There's a few bosses later that are so small on my TV that it can be a little difficult. But what you can do to mitigate it is just kind of wait a little bit. It's usually not that big of a deal. They tend to keep enemies you're supposed to be shooting closer to the front of the screen, the back, thankfully. There we go. All right, these guys run back and forth, so shoot their projectile. Obviously, you don't want them to keep running around you. That wastes a lot of time. Okay, so one thing I'm confused about with these gates, you saw that the gates had a doggy door. I'm not really sure why it has that, but it matters, I guess, because now she can follow us.
Thank you for saving me. The square is right ahead.
Okay. Yes, that's how guns work.
Yeah, I've seen guns. They do that.
All right, guys, something special. He's just so extra.
I am the one who serves the vampire.
The only one.
What a joy.
Whoa.
Finally meet such powerful ones. Draw your guns. Don't
Dude, the fit on this guy.
Got such a big sword. So this is like the first part of this boss fight. This is actually a 3-part boss fight. We'll be moving throughout the stage as we do it. His head is flashing because his head is a weak point. In fact, almost every game, or every enemy in this game, has their head as a weak point. But they point it out anyways to you, which is nice, I guess.
I always love how unrealistically characters can move in these types of games. Like, you're walking backwards up the stairs while shooting perfectly.
This game will do stuff where enemies will just like spawn sideways on a wall and walk on it up towards you. It's so cool. This game is very anime. All right, these shots don't actually matter. Like, if I can get some damage in, it'll be nice, but the real point of this is just to survive till the final actual literal boss fight. So this red health bar that he has is actually a bit of a little bit of a lie. This is basically gonna happen the same every single time you do it. So shooting those blades he's firing, way more important. All right, a little bit of a break. Okay, so obviously vampires don't just, carry a big sword. They do other things too, so. We're gonna see this dude's final move. No more fun allowed. He's got 2 swords now.
I thought he was gonna like transform. I was like, nope, just 2 swords.
Oh, and he transforms, and
never
also
mind.
the swords don't matter. The swords are irrelevant. He doesn't even use them, but he has them. It's fine. Whatever. He's an Oni, a demon, vampire, who cares? Weak spot's the head. There is a strat you can do where you can shoot where his head will fall down, so you can actually lessen the time between shots as it's falling back into your hitbox. It's a little hard to aim on this TV to do that. There we go, got it before he got behind the pillar though. A couple more of these and you'll be out. All right, one more. Done.
Nice.
Okay, not bad.
Why protect the humans? What are you fighting for? Why?
Yeah, why?
Just walk
Why would
away.
you?
Is there no way to free us from fate?
Cut. Done. End scene. Next.
Wait, you didn't
We got no
skip
editing
that?
here. No, it just ends mid-sentence. Light and shadow. What does it mean? Oh, cut.
The
Done.
voice acting budget right out on that scene.
You
There's like,
sounded kind of far away from the mic. Should we redo that? No.
they were dragging him away from the mic. He was like, "No, I have to finish."
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to be introduced to the science vampire.
Lose to humans? We are not made for defeat. You're
Oh no.
a vampire.
I don't know why he walks like that. Ah! Oh no! How could this happen?
Are you going crazy? Pointing a gun at me?
Don't worry. This gun knows who to destroy.
Oh, okay, good. That's good.
I know too. And it's you.
Well, actually, the gun is good. It's fine. Okay, so he throws these fire orbs that bounce. Obviously, if we can shoot these before they get to us, it'll save a little bit of time, but again, the bouncing pattern's a little tough, so I just kind of shoot wildly in the direction of them and hope. You can hit a few of them in midair before they land, though. Which can definitely save a bit of time. Again, I apologize ahead of time if any flashes are getting through. But the light gun filter does like a pretty good 80-90% job moving them.
Yeah, it's doing pretty good from what I can see.
So it looks like this game doesn't really have any power-ups, by the way, but the power-ups that exist basically only exist through the saving of humans, which we don't do. So I don't actually collect any power-ups in this game. So these dudes, you can shoot them in the tank and they'll explode immediately.
You're here to defeat the vampires, not necessarily to save the humans, just to
Correct.
shoot the vampires.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, saving the humans is fine too, I guess. Okay.
And chat was mentioning that they love this style of voice acting. I completely agree. I love the
Oh, it's
over the top
great, yeah.
that light gun games have.
They went really campy with it, and
Yeah.
it fits the style like perfectly of just having fun at the arcade.
Yeah, I mean you have to for something like this. Like there's no way.
Yeah. By the way, I'm trying not to show it, but we did actually take an alternate path, so I'm not really super familiar with this, but we're going with it. It's fine. This is cool.
Can't tell. It looks great.
I think I was just slightly too slow on one of the fireballs. This is one of the alternate paths you can get. Okay, that's where we're trying to go though, so we're gonna meet back up with it. Alright, this is basically the end of the stage up until the boss fight. There we go. Okay, up to the boss. This castle has a lot of elevators built into it. Might be like similar to an Umbrella Corps castle.
I mean, earlier you ran up a tower and wound up in the forest. So
Yeah. So this enemy is pretty small on the screen for this boss fight for a lot of it. But it's also only vulnerable at certain times. So not only do you only have to hit the middle of the enemy while it's far away, but you have to shoot it multiple times. So I'm gonna wait until it's available to actually hurt, because there's no real point in shooting it until then. And then just unload. And at times he can kind of fly further in the background, like now. Two down. This boss also has multiple phases as it'll go through this transformation and whatnot. Okay. Come on. Over the bridge. Little bit of a jump. Small leap, any human can do this. Alright, and one more for good measure. Yeah, that looks doable. Sure.
is your character a human? I might have missed this.
I mean, the vampires are calling us humans, so
Okay.
it has to be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why else would they call us humans? It doesn't make any sense.
We all know vampires unable to lie.
I think that's a common trope. Can't walk over running water and unable to lie. You walk into a door, there's two vampires. One is always lying and one always tells the truth. How do you know which vampire to hit with a stake? Right? Classic trope.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically he's not vulnerable until he's shooting his laser, so he can technically just keep blasting away, but my fingers will not have a good time. Because this is actually a little bit of an endurance run at, 30 plus minutes of just slamming a trigger.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because you also have to keep your you have to physically point the gun at the screen, which
Correct.
I've been to arcades and it's a chore to hold it up like that for a long time.
Okay, so last few bits he's gonna start ramming towards me. Probably have to do this about 3 or 4 times, depending on health. How accurate I am, of course. It's easy to miss one shot and then have to do another go. But there we go.
Nice.
Alright, boss 2 down.
To be honest, I thought that was a bottle of ketchup. I was like, oh no.
Drinking ketchup?
I mean,
No, this is human blood.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Defeated by humans?
Oh, we did the thing where they fall off, but then they come back later as a Oh, he's dead. Oh, never mind.
That was scary.
Why did you come with us? Next seat. Did she also jump over the bridge? Never mind.
They were just
I'm sure
throwing
it's
her
fine.
across the bridge.
I'm sure it's fine. Alright, so now we're going to be introduced to Dante from the Devil May Cry series, now featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series. This character was a human, obviously, before becoming a vampire, but I think his love died or something, so he decided he wanted to be a vampire. He's all still sad about that, or whatever.
He deserved it.
You still can't forget about her.
Yeah.
What do you know? What I have lost. The pain I have suffered. Now, let's see what a human can do.
Yeah, because humans.
Thank you for rescuing me.
There's no need to thank us. We're here too.
Oh no,
They're coming.
they're coming. That's the stage, they're coming. It started. We're here now. Alright, so they introduced these like teleporting enemies that teleport in as well as just teleport around the screen. They only have active frames for part of the time while they're there. Whew, alright.
I must admit, you have done well.
And they introduced the boss very quickly on the stage.
Humans? How vain can you be?
What
In
a
fact, this whole stage
jacket.
is basically just... Yeah, what a jacket, right? Who would wear a jacket with that big of a collar? Alright, so his gimmick is that he splits into three Naruto style, and his only weakness is a bullet. It's a really tough ability. That's really hard to beat.
Oh no, my only weakness. Being shot in the head.
So the main strat is just to shoot the middle one until it doesn't react. And just hope it keeps choosing the middle, because it's random every time. And you know what? It's working pretty well right now. Not gonna lie. Just keeps picking the middle. Okay. I do feel like as this run gets a little bit later, I'm probably gonna have to take a little bit of time to rest my hand when I can. Because it's real easy to just get a death grip on this gun con. As you fire. But we're doing okay right now. So there's gonna be another split that could happen here if I'm too slow. Not right this side. That's the one I love. I love the one that comes out sideways from the pillar. These two. If you're too slow to kill those, you'll fall into the floor, and you'll enter the white wall dimension that destroys my light gun filter. Which cares a lot about, you know, white balance on the screen, so thankfully we didn't enter that. That one also has a lot more enemies. So it's kind of a bad punishment for being too slow. Ah. Have to wait for round 2 on these. There we go. Okay, back to this nerd. So his one weakness again, he can jump into threes, his weakness is bullets, and also this time he tells you which one he is because he weighs more than the one that fake. So again, a really tough challenge to tell who this one is. Okay. Cutscene.
You humans make me remember.
The way he throws the sword.
No, I don't need this anymore.
To heal my pain, I shall sacrifice my soul and be a vampire.
Oh, okay.
Humans, heal my soul!
Heal my soul!
Alright, that was
Okay.
actually pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay, so the thing you need to shoot is not the giant vampire demon in the back, but the little tiny vampire that you can barely see. And you have to shoot very quickly, or else the attacks that the giant thing in the background are trying to do will in fact happen. Like this one. I didn't do enough because my hand's getting tired. Whew. Okay. Whew.
You got this.
Okay. Whew, whew, whew. I have to keep like moving my hand. It hurts. Hurts, man. This run's hard. Like, it's just a very physically demanding run.
Yeah.
But it is cool. It's important to get a couple hits off as he's moving. Otherwise, you might not have enough time during the other animation. So there we go. Okay. My hands get a break. That's the important part.
Please forgive me.
All right.
You suffered enough.
No. He must die. Oh,
Why am I still alive?
never mind. Our bullets healed him.
Live your life as a human.
We shot the vampire out of him.
Again.
Cut!
Why did
no,
it-
done.
What?
End scene. He's healed by gun. Don't ask questions.
Oh my god.
I love this game so much.
This game is great.
Yeah. All right, there's only 2 more levels. There's 6 total. So next is... I don't even know. I really don't know the characters' names because they never introduced them by name in this game. They're
We
just
have
vampire
woman, man, and girl.
and Dracula.
And Dracula.
Or whatever.
And
Please let me. I'll hold them off.
And Matrix
Oh,
1 and Matrix 2.
I was gonna say I've seen the Castlevania series. What's his wife's name?
Leave it once.
Lisa.
Oh, yeah, that's a good question.
The
Yeah,
vampire
that makes sense.
suffered enough.
No.
The only thing I know about her is that she is mermaid vampire.
So be it. If this is what you want,
So,
I must stop you here.
oh god, I'm actually physically sweating. The jacket was a mistake. Okay. We're too far in at this point. Alright, so we're gonna go up here to fight Mermaid Vampire. This level doesn't really introduce the flying enemies, but there's a lot more of them than in previous levels.
Someone in chat said, Dracula who does your acrylics.
Yeah, that's good. Alright, so this is another another example of I'm just gonna let them hit me in the face, because shooting them is more important than shooting the projectiles.
I must stop you here.
Alright, so her gimmick is just that she shoots orbs in a circle. That's pretty much it. And then she tells us, like, hey, you should leave, or whatever.
Leave it once.
Oh yeah, those enemies are weird because their master plan is to run back and forth, but what they do is they run into exactly where I'm shooting headshots at the other one. So they just run into the headshot. It's very weird.
I also respect that their plan was just to like stand on a floor of the castle and like hope that you arrived there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, maybe they were warned. Certainly possible. Hey, again, human.
Yep. Normal human stuff.
It's all fine.
Leave it once.
If you were unaware, by the way, there are quite a few light gun games on the PS2, including a few actual, like, Resident Evil style games where you can walk around and still move the game with the light gun. So the light gun actually has a D-pad on the back of it, which you can use for movement
Yeah, the
if you want to.
Time Crisis is on the
including-
PS2, right?
Yes.
As well?
There's
Yeah.
also Dino Stalker, which is a dinosaur Resident Evil, as well as Resident Evil Dead Aim, which you don't have to play with a light gun, but it's not the same experience in my opinion. It's much worse with the light gun, but that's beside the point. Okay. We've made it to Mermaid
So you've
Vampire's
come
lair.
this far, but I cannot let you go any further.
Have it your way.
Burger King.
The Holy Father gave me shredded calves and a 20-foot vertical.
Differences.
Okay, so the girl's purpose is to be like, why are vampires and humans fighting? Why don't you just don't?
Compromising. What a silly thing you say, little one. But I can't stop here. The warmth Sir Vampire has given me.
Huh.
I can't turn back now.
I want to say canonically she's an animal,
Sure.
but it's hard to tell. So,
I like that her weak point is just her entire upper body.
just shoot her. Got a gun. We're gonna take another hit at some point here and have to use a continue, but them's the breaks. Game's actually pretty tough to do in a 1cc. At least on medium.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Difficulty.
I may have missed it if you explained it, but why medium?
Arcade medium's just the one that the board was set up for,
Okay.
to be honest.
Sure.
I didn't actually run this game first. I wasn't the first person to do it. I found the board with a run already on it using arcade medium, so that was the category we chose. Most of the arcade community, I want to say, usually does things on a normal difficulty. They also like to do 1cc runs and challenge runs more than just speed. So I think that's sort of a carryover from just the arcade community. We're getting really good RNG on the attacks, by the way, because this attack that she's doing now is the worst because it wastes most of the time, and we only got that move once, so really good RNG, actually.
Little one. What you said may be true.
All right, final boss. Stay hydrated.
And farewell. My beloved vampire.
Cut. Done. No emotion. You can have no emotion for this character. We're out of here.
She gets 5 seconds of pathos. It's like, all right, you're done.
Yes.
Life up.
Oh, I got a life up. Nice. That doesn't happen usually in the speedrun because I'm not going for points. All right, neat. We're having a lot of firsts, like that time I screwed up. It went the wrong way. I mean, it's One-and-Done-athon. You have to mess up something.
Yeah.
Okay, so final fight. This whole level's basically just Dracula. So we're finally gonna learn some more lore about what happened and
But
who these
We
two
must go on.
vampire killers are.
You must stay here if you don't want to die. You mustn't die.
Don't
You
die.
must live on.
Yeah, you don't die. We're gonna go die. Bye.
So this
Wow, they got up the stairs real fast.
Yeah, they sure did. Power walk.
fate, light and shadow.
Oh yeah, someone did do his nails. They look good.
Yeah.
As an immortal, how I have suffered. Where there is light, there is shadow. What my heart desired, you are my shadow.
I don't know what this means. I'm gonna be honest.
Once and for all,
Like,
what we started 300 years ago.
I can gather parts of it.
This battle is for my devoted followers.
And certainly some religious symbolism. But basically, the joke is that we're actually vampires. And he turned us into vampires, and after 300 years, we want to
We're back
tear
to take
down
them
this
on.
whole vampire system. So we're not human at all, but every vampire called us a human for some reason. Alright, again, just take a hit. Attacking the boss is more important than not taking hits. This boss really sucks because these bats really just very easily block your shots a lot of the time. Some of them fly off like that when you're actually hurting them. Some of them, like the blue ones, will jump in front of your shot and then you won't get a shot on him. So some RNG there as well with the bat movement. In general, this run's gotten some good RNG from boss patterns, though. We didn't even see some boss patterns for the Emo Vampire. And we only got one of the bad boss patterns from the Mermaid Vampire. I can definitely feel it in my hand.
Pick it off. Almost there.
But then we're getting towards the end. Okay, phase 1. There's 3 phases. Rule of 3s. The next phase, he'll be using a bunch of different moves from the various bosses that we've already fought, some of which we haven't even seen.
Our destiny is where our fate takes us.
That's true. Yeah, you get him. Heck him up, Socrates. Philosophize that vampire. Yeah.
Get him.
Got him good. Alright, so he's gonna teleport and say peekaboo. This is one move that one of the emo vampire could do. We never saw it. Next is the blades from the first boss.
I will say the like variety that light gun games come up with for different ways of shoot this guy here are always pretty impressive.
Yeah. Alright, and then that was a charge that you move from the third boss. Second boss? Second boss. Oh, and the fireballs, of course. Peekaboo. Oh, too slow. That's okay. Got all the projectiles. Ah, that move's the slowest. You have to wait for the projectiles to fly at you. Okay, a few more of these, it should move to the third phase. Ah, that's unfortunate.
Dang.
Those water spirals can block your shots, so RNG decides if you shoot them or not.
Oh, you
Okay,
can't
third
even shoot the
phase.
water spirals away?
It doesn't shoot through them, yeah, it just blocks your shot.
Oh.
So his last form is just that he's invisible, but he's still weak to bullets. Time will be coming up on last shot. Which will be pretty soon. Looking at the health bar, 1 or 2 more of these. One more. Time.
Nice.
Okay. Whew. Proper stretches. Oh, wait.
And so will you.
Okay.
We are not what we were 300 years ago. The girl, she
There's so much
changed us.
echo on their mic.
She gave us the warmth of that of a human.
Oh no.
It's like they got
We
Microsoft
shall
Sam to read it.
disappear with you.
I'm glad that the girl saved us, and it was not our guns. Yeah. And also, it's daytime now. or whatever.
Oh my god.
I guess. Sure. There's a little tiny epilogue cutscene. 6 months later. And then that's the end. The girl made it out
Wait, does she have a
alive. She's
gun?
safe. And she's ready to bury them with their favorite gun. Yeah.
I shall not forget.
They always loved that gun.
For all. That day. That moment. And what happened.
Yeah. This is like on the same hilltop as Majora's Mask. Final boss area, too. Sure. This is such a good arcade game. I love this game. I'm glad I got to show this off.
That was pretty
Yeah.
great, I'll say.
As with all arcade games, gotta put your name in. I am the law. End of the game. Done.
Well, if people want to learn more about this game, you said there's a speedrun.com page.
Yeah, you can go to the speedrun.com page, check it out, Vampire Knight. I believe there are a couple more runners now. Someone should even have better times than me in this game. It is a little bit crazy to get a light gun setup working. I'll admit that, but it looks good. And if you plan on streaming it, check out Puri's OBS light gun filter. So it's just an add-on. You can put it on OBS.
For sure. All right. Well, hey, thank you for the run. Thank you for making this your one. That was really, really funny to see.
Yeah.
What a great game, obviously. But
I can take off my eye protection.
gotta get
Okay.
the actual get the eraser. All right, boys. Thank you. As you say on One-and-Done-athon, goodbye forever.
Goodbye forever.
Goodbye forever, and we'll see you next time.
Never again.
Never again.
Goodbye.
All right. Well, hope everybody enjoyed the little vampire block. Now we're going to True Crime New York City, which is, if you saw Blade 2 and you were like, I want more games that treat walls as suggestions, well, then you're going to be pretty excited about this next game. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.